Hey all. So I was looking for files on that external hard disk, looking for a picture of myself to upload to a website to look for work. I mentioned somewhere that change is in the air. I'm not sure if that change is related to work, but it could be. Anyway, while I was looking for that sharp, handsome photo of me, which I didn't find on either drive, must still be on that laptop computer over there in the bookshelves. Well, I happened upon a video that I made back in March of 2021 when I was still making videos for a language practice startup platform that never really got started up. That video was called Gimme a Beer, which brings back first the memory of a game I didn't include in episode 4 of season 3, when my brother and sister and I were kids on the farm, how we'd play bartender. We'd set my radio flyer wagon on its side, one of us would get behind it and play the bartender, and the other two would come to the bar, the wagon, bang their fists, and shout, "Gimme a beer! Pabst Blue Ribbon!" Anyone remember the ditty?
What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon. What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon. Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Smoother, smoother, smoother flavor. Zest and sparkle, millions favor. Taste that smoother, smoother flavor.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Finest beer served anywhere. Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's also a bit more meat to the story I told back in episode 12, Get a Job. Now in the raw video, I later turned into a language practice story. I chat without a script about how my social life began once I got on day shift at the hammer factory. The first minute or so is kind of review. If you heard episode 12, you'll know the background already. And if you don't head over to YouTube to see the video version, I'll just tell you that I'm sitting on a stool in my vegetable garden in March, beginning the post-winter cleanup in preparation for the 2021 garden, so you'll hear the neighbor's rooster sing, some sparrows chipping away, and probably other strange sounds associated with pulling weeds and scooting the stool forward. Anyway, thought I'd share this extra material with you all. I've got a series review in the making that I'll get around to for the next update. Thanks for listening. Here's update number 5, Gimme a Beer. Cheers. So, when I got out of high school, I found myself in small town, Midwestern America. No money to go to college, and I had to get a job. And the only kind of job available in small town Midwestern America for a guy like me was in the local industry, which meant either the Ford shop, and I was too small to work in a Ford shop, or the hammer factory. So my stepfather got me an interview with the personnel manager at the hammer factory, a nice Christian man, and I got the job at once, night shift. I began polishing hammerheads. And then there was a small opening on the stamp machine, which was a hydraulic machine that rolled a die and stamped the brand name onto the sides of the hammers. And because I was fast, because I was smart and serious, a good worker, when there was an opening in the day shift, because the stamp machine operator got moved up to the inspect department, I immediately got the job. So I'm on my first week in the day shift, stamping hammers from 7 to 3 in the afternoon. It comes Friday, and I'm really eager to get off work on Friday because it's different getting off work at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday. Makes the weekend seem shorter, but if you get off at 3 in the afternoon, you got the whole weekend ahead of you. So I'm standing by the time clock. I've just clocked out, and the foreman, Shorty, nobody had a real name at this factory. Everybody had a nickname. Shorty comes up to me and says, "Come on, come with me. We're going over to the Jenny Wren." Now, I had no idea what the Jenny Wren was. But, well, I got in his car. We drove 5 minutes across the town, remember, small town America. And he parked in front of a small town Midwestern America tavern. You know the kind with a neon beer sign advertising beer in the window. And dark inside. You could see, but you couldn't see in through the window. And over the front door hung a bird cage, and behind the bird cage were the words Jenny Wren. Ah, the Jenny Wren was a tavern. Now, at this time, I was only 18, and nobody knew this. And unfortunately, I had just turned 18 when the state I lived in had just raised the drinking age to 19. They would later change it to 21 just when I turned 19, but that's not the story. The story is that I say to Shorty, I can't drink beer. I'm only 18. He says, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to card you in the Jenny Wren. Come on. You're going to be among the guys, going to have a few beers, and we'll have a good time. Okay, I liked beer. I won't say I never drank beer before that. So we go in, and it turns out that the tradition was every Friday, all the guys from the day shift, around 15 of us, would go to the Jenny Wren, and each guy would buy a round of beers for every other guy. So that means 15 beers you'd have to drink. So after an evening of playing pool, listening to Dolly Parton and Conway Twitty on the jukebox, and downing 15 beers, one round I paid for, I felt pretty good. And you know, the truth is, it was a really good initiation. I liked it, till I quit the job.
You're listening to Radio Revel. Listen, like, subscribe, and share.